Universal Orlando Resort has many amazing attractions and world's bests in Islands of Adventure, such as Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, Spider-Man, and more. But if you go over to Universal Studios Florida and look around, it takes less than a minute to see the new Minion Land, which is really weird, colorful, loud, and has some interesting choices. So today, we'll be looking around into the good, the bad, the downright awful, and the things I would fix about Universal's Minion Land. But first, if you like videos about theme parks, rides, and the strange choices behind them, make sure to subscribe. I work hard to bring you fun, thoughtful theme park content, and every sub helps more than you know. Now, back to the Minions. Located right at the entrance to the park before you reach Rip Ride Rocket, you will find Minion Land. Added in 2023, it is based on the Illumination franchise that started in 2010 and features 2 attractions and some retail. Starting off on the left-hand side, you have an attraction that was here before Minion Land and actually opened in 2012, and that is Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, which does have a pretty good facade and queue, taking you into Gru's mansion. When inside, you have a pre-show that is actually pretty fun.
Some of you have not showered in like a week.
Then you get to what might be one of the worst attractions in the resort. You sit in a small metal box that just jolts you around while you look at a screen that it doesn't even fully immerse you. You can see the walls around you and the other random people on the ride with you just bobbling around. The ride used to be 3D, but they got rid of it and now it's awful. After you are done running along next to the Minions, you then exit through the Super Silly Stuff store, where there's a dance party going on. I get it's in the film, but it's just so odd and feels like they're just trying to make up for what you just came out of. The ride next door isn't much better. VillainCon Minion Blast opened in 2023 as the staple of Minions Land. And boy, is it a weird ride. You start off going through an actually cool queue where you get to walk around the VillainCon. There are a ton of cool booths around advertising various villain supplies. But eventually you get to the main booth for the Vicious 6, where you handed a blaster that syncs with your Universal app, so you can keep track of your score, which is, I guess, a cool feature. Then you walk onto the ride. And yes, I mean walk, literally. Even though it is just standing, you actually wait in line to wait in a line. You then get directed to stand on a dot that is on a moving walkway by a team member. This starts up your blaster. Throughout the attraction, you slowly move around and shoot various villains on these massive screens. There are power-ups you can get by hitting spots on the screens, like paintings and such. But the problem is, you can't even see which laser is yours, there are so many. You then set your blaster on a rack to be cleaned and walk into the Evil Stuff exit shop. As cool as this ride sounds, there is some mixed reception with this attraction, mostly stemming from the standing aspect. But there are a few more things to do in this land. If you continue walking down that front main street, you'll find the back part of the land, which is home to Bake My Day, a cool little bake shop where you can get some sweet treats, Freeze Ray Pops, which has some Minion-themed popsicles, and finally, Minion Cafe. This restaurant used to be the Monster Cafe, and now it has some pretty basic food selections. There's a big statue in the middle, which depicts the Minions trying to make some food. And that just so happens to be it for the land we have currently. So, here's the question. What is Universal's Minion problem? The issue is simple. Despite being a billion-dollar franchise, the Minions have never gone a truly great ride. In a world where Harry Potter gets Forbidden Journey, where Jurassic World gets Velocicoaster, and where heck, even Secret Life of Pets has a full-blown dark ride, the Minions got a simulator in a metal box, and a ride where you just stand still and shoot stuff. That's the problem. And to make things worse, Minion Land feels like it was just slapped onto the entrance of the park. No transition, no build-up, just boom, giant yellow minions. It's bright, it's loud, and it screams, "We made this for merchandising." Now, it's not like every Minion Land suffers from the same problems. Just look at the version in Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Beijing. Both of these feature the classic Gru's house, which still hosts Minion Mayhem, but they also go a step further by including some form of Super Silly Funland. This makes the area feel like it has 2 distinct zones rather than just one lame one. In both parks, you'll find multiple midway games in the Silly Swirly Flat Ride. Sure, it's not the most thrilling experience, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Beijing even ups the ante with the Loop-de-Doop-de coaster, It's a family coaster, yeah, but it's a family land, so what did you expect? That said, I actually care less about the rides and more about how the land feels, and this is where both Hollywood and Beijing shine. They're just roomier. You're not crammed into tight midways bumping shoulders with everyone. Instead, there's space to breathe, space to explore, and that alone makes a huge difference. But what would I even do to fix this land? Well, I'm gonna take inspiration from the previously mentioned lands and apply it to this. First of all, I think it should replace the current DreamWorks land and it becomes a World of Minions land. But let's start from the back and make our way to the front. In the back of the land, we could have a small area dedicated to Gru's neighborhood and maybe a villain con. I think a slow-moving Omni-Mover dark ride back here that is very similar to Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash in Hollywood would be really cool. And that would take you through Gru's basement where you watch the minions committing shenanigans and messing up stuff like they usually do in the movie, before you get out and exit through the Stolen Stash gift shop that has all the things Gru has stolen. Also, right next to the entrance for this attraction, you could have a small quick service location, which is Gru's kitchen, that would serve various pancakes shaped like the characters' faces. Also, a fun stage show idea back here in the Villain Con building could be one based around, of course, Villain Con, where different villain characters come on stage auditioning to be part of a Vicious Six using silly gadgets they made that could use some special effects like glitter, smoke, or bubbles. But they all get declined, and then in the end they invite some random kid on stage to try to join the team. And the Vicious Six applaud and the kid gets accepted. And then at the end, they give him a free t-shirt or something. I think in the middle of the land, it could be like a smaller and outside version of the mall that is found in Despicable Me 2. And it could be home to the main shop and restaurant. For food, I feel like it would be interesting to see the Salsa and Salsa Mexican restaurant, and right next to it is where you could put the Bake My Day shop. The other attraction would be in the front of the land, which would be the Super Silly Fun Land, and here would be the coaster that is actually in the movie, but it's just the rethemed roller coaster that now has different trains. You could also have a small midway game in the land that could be very similar to the one where you shoot aliens, and of course, the prize could be a fluffy unicorn. So yeah, that's how I'd fix Minion Land. Right now, it feels like a missed opportunity, but with some creativity, Universal could have turned it into something truly special. What do you think? Do you like Minion Land the way it is? Would you change it? Drop your ideas in the comments below. But anyway, thank you for watching and I will see you next time.